You guys, what is going on? So it is January 20th when I'm filming this intro. And literally, like, I already think this year is getting off to a bad start. Or I already filmed a reading plans for 2025 and my TBR for 2025. But like, even doing that, I was like, I don't know what I want to read. What has been happening? I've read one book this year so far. I read Big Fan by Alexandra Romanoff, and that was a part of like an 831 story type of thing, and they're basically a company that just focuses on like romance and kind of fan fiction-esque plots, and then kind of like elevates it. And these are like novellas too. You guys should really check them out if you guys are into that. They have a lot of books coming out soon. But yeah, I read that and that was like a 3-star. That really didn't yak my yum, or that's the wrong saying. It didn't really like put sugar in my tea. It didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. So I've been kind of hesitant of starting the next book in that like 831 story universe company thing. But I have been reading just like every single book I have, and I just haven't been satisfied. Like, I really think I was in a reading slump and I just couldn't. I don't know if I didn't just have the mental power to be like, bro, just sit down and read and DNF it. I'm just like, what is going on? But I did find a book, Sinners Anonymous, and I've kind of been committing to this book. I am 100 pages in, and I think I'm gonna stick with it, and I think I'm gonna like it. I wanted something that would capture my attention. It's a mafia dark romance. Like, I can have fun with it. I don't know my idea behind it, but that's what I'm doing. And so far, what everyone kind of says is true. The bird puns are weird, and that's honestly really it. The plot, the beginning is slow, which I've heard, and then it's supposed to pick up, and I can kind of piece together what might happen towards the end of this book. If I'm right, I want money. Thank you. But I heard the second and third book are really good, and then the fourth book that's apparently supposed to come out is supposed to be really good. So we'll see. If I enjoy this, I might read the second one, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are my updates. I've had all this time and I haven't read anything. I'm kind of upset, but then I've been watching a lot of TV and movies. I've been just literally sitting in this bed and watching the entirety of seasons of multiple different shows. What's going on? Am I switching hobbies? But let me get back to doing my homework, and then once I'm done with this, I will update you guys with Sinners Anonymous. So I think only a few times I've talked to you in the car, but I decided to update you guys on my book because I haven't done that, and I'm almost done with it. I'm 100 pages from the ending. So Sinners Anonymous, slow start, but then as you get into the book, I don't know why, but it grips you for some reason. Is there a plot? I guess, and it kind of ties into the romance as well, but the romance, so this was a little iffy. If I'm not mistaken, I think she might be 21, because it said that he was 36, and it was in her internal dialogue, she said almost half my age. So half of 36 is 18. So are you 18, 19, 20, 20? What is it? Either way, it is a little weird. I'm not going to lie. That's a little nasty. So age gap, which I did not know, but it's good. Exactly what I needed. I was in a reading slump. I didn't want to pick up a book. I wasn't really almost satisfied in a way. It's like I would pick up a lot of books and then I would not commit to them. And then I was finally with Sinners Anonymous, and I said to myself, okay, we are going to read this book. You're going to read a book. It doesn't matter if it sucks or if it's good. But I felt like it was going to be good, and it's good. For the romance, I will say I really do like it. It's not my favorite. It's not like blowing me out of the water, but it's fun. And what I really like about it, since I'm basically at the end, is their relationship started so... I should probably tell you what the synopsis is. Anyway, but their relationship started off so aggressive in a way, like so full force and filled with tension and very sexually charged. Like, bro, what is going on? And then, like, as we get through the book, they're getting like more romantic, and he's doing nicer gestures, more romantic gestures. Like, you would think in the beginning of a romance book, you know, holding someone's hand or giving someone your jacket, that's like base level. Some would even think like that's what you do to a friend. No, it's like the fact that Angelo is like doing these little nice things to Rory, and it's like, oh my god, he really loves her, because we saw him like doing nasty, kinky, dirty things to her, but now the fact that he is like going the extra mile and doing little things to like help her or basically show that he cares about her, it's like, girl, you're in love, period. But synopsis, because I didn't do that. So basically, Sinners Anonymous is the first book in a series. It's a dark romance mafia series. It's forbidden love, and it's basically about Rory, who is getting married to like the head of the mafia guy, but she's getting married to him because of a deal that if she gets married to him, he won't mess up the preserve. And then you learn like why she doesn't want to mess up this preserve, this forest. But then this man called Angelo Visconti is the guy that she's marrying's nephew, and he comes into town and she starts to like him, he starts to like her. But it's way more than that. Yep, it's way more than that. It's very much complex. I mean, it's not straightforward. It's definitely some like obstacles in the road. It's very like push and pull, but it's enjoyable. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish it sometime this week, and I'll let you guys know when I finish it. Sorry if you can hear a lot of noise. Heater's on. Computer is literally blasting air. Oh, so I wanted to come on here and say that I finished Sinners Anonymous. I'm going to give it 4 stars, and I kind of always knew that was going to be the score or my rating. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It took me out of my reading slump. It did what I wanted. I want something interesting, I guess you could say, and something that would just keep me on my feet, keep me on my toes. What's going to happen next? That's what I want to do. What I will say is there are definitely things that I didn't like about it. The number one thing was the fact that our main guy, Angelo, kept saying, either in his internal dialogue or to our FMC, Rory, that he could be her dad, or she could be his daughter. Also, why did he say that one time before they were about to get nasty, dirty, freaky, kinky, and disgusting? Listen, you can have your age gap. This one isn't terrible, I think. Again, I'm confused about the age gap. I already told you guys. I don't know if this girl is 18 or 21. Like, I don't know. I already told you guys the math that's not making sense. Half your age, you're 36, that makes her 18, but she says she's almost half your age. So what does that mean? She's in college, so maybe she has to be like 20 something, which then the statement, oh, I could be your dad, doesn't make sense, because if she's like 20 something, early 20s, and you're 36, that means that you had to have her when you were like 16, 17. So stop saying that. If you were like 40, yeah, I would get it. Why are you saying that in the first place? That's gross. So I didn't like that. The bird puns everyone complains about. Honestly, when it was explained like why she uses these bird puns, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Ooh, it's endearing in a way. But I didn't really mind it. Other than that, I think I explained to you guys everything else about like the romance and how I enjoyed that with, you know, it was crazy at first, and then he started doing like little things towards the end, and I was like, oh my god, he loves her. Did anyone start annoying me? She was a little annoying at the end. She had that complex that when the MMC is faced with danger and they're like, stay here, and then the girl is like, no, let me come with you. It's like, girl, no. I would never do that. I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm actually gonna let you handle that. That was a little annoying, little pick-me-ish. And then I like it was a little comedic with Angelo and his brothers and the cousins as well. Would I recommend this? Maybe, but they're definitely a better mafia series. The Sweetest Oblivion, period. Now, I don't know what the trilogy's called. Made Men series? I don't know, but Sweetest Oblivion by Daniel Lowry and the trilogy that follows, amazing. Read that if you want good mafia books. So this does not live up to that whatsoever, but it's good that we tried it. Next book? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to continue the series right now. I am, but I don't want that to be my next book. I want to read something different. And what is that book going to be? I don't know, but I'll let you guys know. Hey guys, what's up? New angle. I'm about to just do my homework, but I thought I would update you guys on my reading. So I think the last thing I told you guys was I finished Sinners Anonymous. Now, Ozzy, thank you so much. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Ozzy. Thank you, Queen, because she recommended me before I let go. And why am I 300 pages into it? This is what I'm saying, guys. Like, when you have a really good book in your possession, in the cradle of your palms, suddenly, like, you're reading this book in 2 seconds. When I tell you I could not put this book down this weekend, it was actually interfering with my life. It is so good. I think we have a 5-star on our hands. Our first 5-star of 2025. It has drama. It is literally laced with tension. It deals with like a marriage in crisis type of thing. Marriage in crisis, they're divorced. But it's really good. If you like that stuff, it's like a mix of women's fiction, because we see our main character kind of coming into herself, and we understand like what basically drove her to this divorce, and it's like a lens like looking into their life, and then we get to see how did their whole marriage crumble, because in the beginning of the book it's like, oh, they're going to the distance, no Hercules. But then the whole book is about their divorce, and we see how they basically still communicate because they have kids, so, and also a business. So we see how they interact with each other because they have all these responsibilities that are still tied to one another, navigating new relationships, and we see where does that leave them? Will they get back together? Will they not? I wonder what will happen. 5 stars. I love every second of it. So I'll probably finish that probably by the end of this week, and then I already have a TBR. I have a TBR, guys. I'm sick because literally I was going into this year, I'm like, bro, reading slump, no urge to read. I have no idea what to read. After Before I Let Go, I will be distraught after I finish that book. I'm going to read Ali Hazelwood's new book, Deep End. So excited. People are saying best book. Are we serious? I'm so excited. And then I think I'm gonna read Hannah Bonham Young's new book. Wait, I actually don't even know if that's out. Oh, it's out. Okay, yeah. So Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young is also my next read. So I have my next 2 reads. I think everything's gonna be 5-star, but I'll update you guys when I finish Before I Let Go, and then I'm gonna be starting, what's that other book I just said, Deep End. Hey guys, what's up? So I have a little update for Before I Let Go. Don't mind the hat. It's the new style. Isn't that what Nikki said? Anyway, so I am like 20 pages away from the ending of this book. And you are Cricket. Yes, I'm like 20 pages away from the ending of this book. And I have some thoughts. So the beginning of the book, really good. Honestly, like, this is like 80% through. So I guess like the first like 80%, stellar, amazing. I love how we had all this tension brewing up, and we had so many problems. And it was also just a mystery, like, oh my God, like what happened? Like what caused them to break up and get this divorce that like rattled their family. And then we also get to see like how they operate as being separated but also being tied with having the kids, a business together. But then we also see, okay, now people are starting to get into relationships. What does that look like for our relationship? So I really like the journey that Yasmin and Josiah took. I really like it. I like how we got to the point of, do I spoil it? This isn't really a spoiler. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, we know they're going to get back together, but it's how they get back together that's really like worth watching or reading, I guess. So it's been really interesting. It's a good book, seeing how they're going to get back and reconcile. But if I have to read about what happened and how they broke up another time, I actually have to contact whoever published this book and demand a rewrite. How many times do I have to hear what happened? I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Like, guys, they're arguing, I'm so exhausted. It's literally like I'm a part of it. I understand why maybe Deja feels, and Deja's their daughter, why she is so angry. I would be angry too. How long are you guys going to keep arguing about this? She finally says that, I don't want to spoil it. We're at the point where they're probably going to like reconcile, and they're still arguing. I'm like, you guys already understand what went wrong, and she already revealed to you how hard it was for her, and we're still having the same arguments. Get together. I don't get it. And then Kennedy Ryan, bless her heart, her writing is good, but if she puts in one more metaphor, simile, just like some out-of-the-box description, girl, I'm gonna have to order for a rewrite. Let me try and find one. Oh my God, I just saw another thing. Like, Josiah, it just feels like what's going on in his internal dialogue is completely different than what comes out of his mouth. And that could be a way for, you know, to represent how back and forth he is, how scared he is of getting back in a relationship with Jasmine. Jasmine, we know what I meant. but it's literally so tiring. He's like, he's basically like, oh my god, I love her so much, and then he'll fucking outright disrespect her verbally. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you're crazy. I also always assumed I was Teflon, only to find I was paper mache. What? What are you saying? The fuck is Teflon? You're wasting my time. Chemical compound? What is she talking about? Finish the story. Deja pisses me off. I understand, but it's just the thing she says. I'm like, oh my god, so disrespectful. And then Vashti? Girl, don't even get me started on her. She low-key didn't do anything wrong, but also I just hate her. Yeah, so I can't find my other example. Maybe I'll take the time to do that. Okay, guys, I found it. She said, this thing between us is a living organism that keeps twisting, evolving, remaking itself. It has since the day we met. Ew, like, I'm a biology major. Don't nobody want their love compared to an organism. Anyway, it's only this part that is just like making me, what the freak. Everything else has been good. It's delivered. I love everything about it. It's just these descriptions that are just taking me out. And then the back and forth, it's so exhausting. Like I said, it was understandable why they were going back and forth. But now, like, you girls, we already know what is what, who is who, what happened when, and why it happened. Like, we don't need to revisit it. I get it. After he has this therapy session, they better get back together and the book better end. Thank you. And then, you know, I'd be hating some characters, but I think it's justifiable. But let me go finish this and then I'll give you guys my final review.
Bro, this is not funny.
Wow, that was something. I just finished the book. So I don't know if it's a 5-star. I think it's like a 4.75 for all the reasons I kind of listed before, but that was so cute at the end. I love that they got their happy ending and it was a fight and both these characters had so much growth that they needed to do, and literally all these arguments, while some was so exhausting to read about, they were definitely needed. They needed to convey to each other, you know, how they feel about everything, how the other person made them feel, and also be real with themselves and be like, okay, I messed up. And I love the positive representation with therapy, especially with Black people, because a lot of the time it's frowned upon, especially Black men. So I like that too. And I just love this romance. It was Black. Thank God. Thank you again, Ozzy, for recommending this book to me. Definitely will hold a place in my mind, but I'm going to go settle with my feelings in my mind about this book, because this definitely was a journey. It's like when you're on a road trip and you pull over to take a rest. That's what I'm doing right now before I get back on the road, period. I'm talking about taking a rest. What am I talking about? But that's gonna be it for this reading vlog. Why do I look so washed out? I think it's the that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is literally from January and February. It's March. New reading vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.